There will be a full moon in Scorpio on April 25th, 2013 at 12:58 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 3:58 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 7:58 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Get out the riding crop because the full moon in Scorpio will turn you into both a doll and an action figure. Mars and Venus continue their divine dance of co-creation through the Scorpio moon and the Taurus sun. The download of last month's full moon in Libra and the subsequent new moon in Aries started the transition of the sacred masculine from the Aries sun to the Scorpio moon, and the transition of the sacred feminine from the Libra moon to the Taurus sun. This full moon in the fixed modality of Scorpio underlines our determination to hold on to all that is important while making decisions that initiate our growth towards that which we wish for in the future. The new moon in Aries provoked a lot of sudden and unexpected changes as the feuding energies of Uranus in Aries and Pluto in Capricorn continued their square dance of revolution through evolution. With the alignment of the Sun, Earth, and Moon during the new moon and its closely related impact on our emotional and biological rhythm, expect that the full moon in Scorpio will bring us to the opposite of our emotional peak with an extra kick of action that pushes us to make decisions and move forward. The full moon is a monthly harvest of musings, ideas, and short-term projects. A time to add rungs in our ladder of long-term goals that brings us closer to our life's peak ambitions. With the ingress of the Taurus sun on April 19th, the full moon on April 25th, and the stellium of planets in Taurus, the end of April and the beginning of May promises to be a circus of synergy mixed with moments of reflection, stabilization, security, and scrutiny of everything that we value to achieve happiness. The co-creative forces of the sacred masculine of Mars-ruled Scorpio and the sacred feminine of Venus-ruled Taurus emphasize achieving maximum happiness both individually and collectively. Why is this important? The Scorpio full moon represents change, transition, and growth through trial and error. This trial and error is based on the balance between the tangible, left-brain mathematical thinking process and the empathic, intuitive, and creative right-brain instincts that have served humanity throughout cosmic history. Since Scorpio is the stabilizing force of the water sign continuum, expect higher achievement in emotional growth, fortitude, and consistency. Try and keep in mind that such growth only comes at the price of experience. Scorpio's influence pushes us to learn by tenaciously gathering information and evidence to support our conclusions. However, Scorpio's strong will usually only grows through the adversity of experience, no matter what the logical choice of the information may lead to. The intense forces between the stubborn Taurus sun and the stubborn Scorpio moon creates a lot of fast changes that are tied to heightened emotions. Such drastic changes and emotions often lead people to make decisions out of anxiety and fear while stubbornly holding on to their ideas about how to solve all their problems in a simple and organized way. This is the time to use the lessons that were learned from the provocative dance of the Aries sun with the diplomatic Libra full moon. This is the second phase of the co-creative community development that tests whether or not you have truly learned how to struggle with the challenges without turning such challenges into an unnecessary and unproductive battle of egos. Since this full moon in Scorpio is also a lunar eclipse, expect the shadow of the Earth to be cast upon the face of the moon. This eclipse symbolizes the people, places, and things in our life that are about to disappear. So pay close attention to whom or what you may be dismissing from your life. Last year's supermoon in Scorpio occurred 2 weeks later in early May. This is due to the fact that there are 13 cycles of the moon or months on a moon calendar. Of course, this is not new information, as many cultures have had calendars based on both the sun and the moon, both together and separately. The most widely recognized moon calendar is that of the Maya. Since 28 days times 13 months equals 364 Earth days, each year there is one day at a time before the beginning of the next calendar year. Like the 13 months that correspond with the reproductive cycle of most fertile women, there is one additional sign of the ecliptic for sidereal astrology. Unfortunately, many people confuse sidereal astrology with tropical astrology. While sidereal astrology is the art of astrology that tracks the right ascension and declination of the constellations, tropical astrology divides the sky into 12 equal sections of 30 degrees each, using the tropical points of Cancer, the equator twice, and Capricorn to mark the changes of seasons. At the center of this controversy, there are two details known to most reliable astrologers. These two issues are the precession of the equinoxes and the mystery of Ophiuchus. In sidereal astrology, Scorpius is only 7 degrees long. Ophiuchus only has 1 foot on the ecliptic, but this constellation takes up the rest of the space between Scorpius and Sagittarius. However, in tropical astrology, Scorpio, also known as Scorpius, takes up the whole 30-degree sector, while including the ruling information that will be associated with the 13th sign. Sometimes this 13th sign is known as Serpentarius. Since Scorpio is known in mythology for defeating or stinging Orion, and Ophiuchus is known as the snake bearer, Scorpio has developed quite the bad reputation in mythology. Yet we must remember that this is the sign that is also responsible for healing, transcendence, and transformation. The planet Pluto, discovered in 1930, is associated with Scorpius because of its icy composition and its distant location from the Sun. Scorpio continues to also be associated with the planet Mars because of its reserved and mysterious nature, as well as its tendency towards action and its courage when confronting the unknown. Scorpio is the ruler of the 8th house of the zodiac ecliptic and is associated with conflict, war, passionate love, sexuality, and healing. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. With the Sun in Taurus set to oppose the Moon and Saturn in Scorpio, it is time to evaluate just how much baggage you can accommodate in the overhead compartment that is the consciousness of your mind. Look closely at the bare minimum of that which you need to move forward while balancing such need with necessary purging that is in order to create the auspicious space of growth, healing, and prosperity. This is an ideal time to look closely at the elements in your life that keep you independent and sovereign while leaving you open for fellowship, co-creation, and sharing. Taurus drive and wisdom reminds us that routine and discipline can always get us to the finish line of any cross-country marathon. However, remember the lessons of spontaneity being taught by Uranus the Awakener, and do not allow anxiety or fear to be at the foundation of any of your decisions. Focus on that which you want to create instead of focusing on that which could go wrong. Virgo drive and wisdom reminds us that the ordinal plans and scrutiny are your best tools for regulating any functional plan. However, keep in mind that Neptune is in Pisces for the coming years. Therefore, it is necessary to prioritize creativity over caution, as the cosmic dance of the next 3 eclipses favors those that take bold and shocking risks, as Uranus dances with the stars through the cardinal emperor Aries the Ram. Capricorn drive and wisdom reminds us that the boundaries and guidelines are necessary to create the routine and structure that most people need in order to build their dreams. Remember that it is equally as important to recognize that some guidelines need to be fluid and flexible while you are building your vehicle of success. Issues such as how fast we adapt to change, how often we change, and how long we can sustain changes are highlighted for all Earth signs through Capricorn. The initiating cardinal force of the fire of Earth sea goat known as Capricorn is key to understanding how to integrate the stability and endurance of fixed Taurus energy with the dynamic and adaptable mutable force of Virgo. As you cycle through all 30 days of Taurus, remember that the first 10 days, or first decan, belong to Taurus Venus or Taurus. The second 10 days belongs to Taurus Mercury or Virgo, and the last 10 days belong to Taurus Saturn or Capricorn. These divisions of 10 are called decanates, or deacons for short. This only means that those born the first 10 days of full stubborn Tauri and the second 10 days are Taurians with dominant Virgo traits, and of course the last 10 days of Taurus with dominant Capricorn traits. The main idea is that each sign that is made up of the same element shares very similar traits in different amounts. Use this flexibility to aid you on your quest to be your flexible best. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. With the shifting of the stellium of planets from Aries to Taurus, don't get confused and think that the winds of change have settled down. We are merely in the proverbial eye of the storm where everything appears calm, when the reality is that the stellar winds are about to twirl even faster than you might comprehend. With Mars and Venus aligning in Taurus at the end of Aphrodite's month of April, the air sign continuum further provokes the flames of transition, creativity, and change. The goddess of love and the goddess of war and wisdom are conjoining to create the cosmic dance of Oya. This dance is not simple malevolent destruction, but the tower destruction that heralds the creative type of change that serves the individual and the whole of humanity. While Jupiter continues to burn in the opposite sign of the sign that it rules, Gemini, there is plenty of harmonizing giving it strength through cosmic bodies in Aries. Gemini drive and wisdom reminds us that versatility and flexibility keep you center stage in the dance of co-creation and activity in your family, community, and career. Continue to expand your social circle and blur the line between your family and your friends as family members become close friends and close friends become just like family. Consider slowing your pace down and catching all of the details upon the canvas of life that you are masterfully creating as a labor of love. Remember that you are the cosmic networker and conflict manager, so it is very important that you get enough rest so that you don't crash. Libra drive and wisdom reminds us that love, determination, virtue, and dedication are not as effective without the sustainability and integrity created out of the principle of balance. The temperance and the sacred masculine and sacred feminine principles playing out between Aries, Libra, Taurus, and Scorpio are a reminder that nature's cycle of liberation is also a cycle of oscillation between beginnings and endings. War and peace, love and apathy, spring and fall, summer and winter are all examples of natural cycles that underscores humanity's need to learn how to be flexible and move with the changes in order to pick up the momentum necessary to break free. So whether you partner with yourself or you partner with another, use your natural talents to achieve success in unfamiliar territory as Uranus in Aries continues to catapult us off the beaten path. Aquarius drive and wisdom reminds us that stability and sustainability can shift the improbable to the fascinating world of possibility and breakthrough. While the stubborn, overthinking titan of innovation may seem inflexible, remember that Prometheus's forethought is what made him steal fire from the gods and give it to humanity. This is very important in the rebel camp of Aquarius and the other intellectual rebels Gemini and Libra because it is a clue to continue to think outside of the box so that you can manifest cutting-edge progress in all that you do. In essence, be different by being authentically you. Yes, there is always a chance that you will be metaphorically chained to a rock in Tartarus, but remember, no risk equals no reward. As the air gods of the zodiac, you know that life is never about guts or glory. It is always about the writing of humanity's collective story. So take a page from Icarus and fly as high in the sky as you can.